Loyalty TV Studios, kindly click the subscription button, like, share, and put us on post notifications so that whenever we post, you get to see what we do on this very platform. What are we going to talk about today for the PM Xtra update? Yes, Oheneba is in the trends. Yes, Oheneba is trending. And why is Oheneba trending? Oheneba went to the chat room with Erama after their media rounds yesterday. So the chat room is a program by Adesa Plus Productions, producers of Perfect Match Xtra, where they get to interact with the housemates, but it is a different kind of interview, a more informal interview and all that, Q&A all day inside. And on that show, Oheneba was asked a question about he saying that he was shocked when he was shocked about Bogdan and Perry getting to the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, Oheneba saying he never had such a conversation with Vandyke. He doesn't remember. Oheneba say no, I don't remember having such a conversation with Vandyke. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go and find out what Oheneba said on the show. We'll be back with more.
Could come between. Yeah. But then again, someone wanted to make it easy for you, but at the time you still weren't able to let him know that truly I don't like you and this is who I like. That's Vandyke,
right?
Exactly.
So I tried to get Vandyke so that we talk, like we sit down and have grown-up conversations, but I felt like he was running from me. At a point, me and Oheneba wanted to sit him down and then explain things to him, like talk to him, so that we'll be okay. But you can ask him. Every time we try to make a move, he's like, no, he didn't want to talk.
What if he was very hurt at the time?
That is what we wanted to clarify. So you are not hurt anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just left it at that when he didn't want to.
Okay.
But I think later on in the end, he became
okay.
Yeah,
but you, on the other hand, we saw you with quite a number of ladies.
Yeah.
We saw you with, is it Ajwa Black? And quite a number of them herself.
Yeah.
And one would ask, what were you looking for around all the time you were doing that?
Okay, so that was like the early stages, right? And you are in the house to find like a perfect match. So like you must like exercise patience.
Okay.
Get to know them, and then settle with the one you want to actually be with.
Okay.
So these were ladies I was actually getting to know.
And in getting to know, the kiss was very important.
I mean, it was something that it just happened, right? So it just happened, and I didn't even want to go back to it again. Because when it happened, we were both kind of confused, because it was more like we are still having conversations. There's nothing the bond wasn't there. There's no connection. It was just like we having conversations, and it just happened.
And you seem to have been surprised with some people making it to finale or to the finale of Perfect Match season 3. Why did you seem to have been surprised? Because I believe that all of you had an equal opportunity.
Yeah.
Why did you have a conversation with Vandyke about Bogdan being there, and even Perry at a point?
No, I never had a conversation with Van about BOG being at the finals.
Okay, there was no conversation whatsoever.
There was no conversation like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and even with Perry, I think we were having some sort of conversation. It just came in, and we didn't even stress on that matter, honestly. And it's not like I was surprised, seeing any of them at the finals. I mean, what do you mean? You can't say, are you better than them? Exactly. So, I mean...
So they all deserve to be there?
Yeah, they all deserve to be there.
No one's position shook you at any point in time? Irama, what about you? Were you surprised with any of the positions of the housemates on finale, the 4 couples?
No, not at all.
Irama, at a point, we saw you have some conversations. One will call it a very sisterly conversation with Bambi about your past, experience just in the house with Vandyke. It gets us talking that wasn't necessary to have even told her all of that.
How the whole story came about, Bambi was new in the house, and then she asked me to tell her what has happened in the house from day one. So it was just things I was seeing.
Do you think that Vandyke still, maybe in a way still has you at heart, more like likes you in that sense? Have you ever felt something like that?
No. Not
There's
at all.
no feeling whatsoever.
Nothing of that sort.
Let's talk about that beautiful relationship you had with Vandyke. Yeah. Where did it stem from? Do you think it's something that the two of you are still going to hold on to?
I wouldn't. You see, the thing is, I'm not really big on age. I wouldn't want to say he's my younger brother. That thing is more like aso sabi, and it's not nice. But he's your brother. You understand? I think we just didn't start on a you know. But moving forward, we all notice, and that's why I said, if you want to be friends, it has to be genuine.
And mutual.
And it's like, yes, exactly.
You want it, I want it, and it works that way.
And exactly. So that is how come the whole connection started. And now we are like very cool.
Yeah. We saw them outside when we were coming.
Yeah. And I mean, it was crazy. Like their videos, you see them.
And yours with Larissa?
Yeah. So mine with Larissa, same thing.
Okay.
She wanted the friendship, I wanted the friendship. Okay. And it worked.
And it worked together. Yeah. But yours, on the other hand, with Bogdan, has been more like, I don't know how to, it's been windy, it's been very cloudy, I don't know how to call it. But I would reference you to the point where AJ asked you, after you cried about he leaving the house with Naya, then you said you didn't shed a tear. But I saw you crying on TV.
I mean, at that point, everybody was emotional.
But AJ mentioned asking you if we could see.
So you see, I am not going to, play back the video of Oheneba and then, Vandyke having that very conversation. Yes, I want to move on from there. I am not going to, have that conversation again. I'm not going to join the video. But if you want to see it, you can go on our page and you will find it. Yes, if you go on our page, you will see that particular video that, I was talking about, that Oheneba fans came to insult me, that, I'm trying to, they said I'm trying to do what? Is it instigate something or not? But you see, I remember when Seven Sparks said most of the housemates, they have selective amnesia. Yes, Seven said that most of the housemates, they have selective amnesia. That is what Seven Sparks said. But here we did. Here we did. Oheneba say he no talk anything. He doesn't remember. So Charlie, guys, make you do him like that. Yes, he doesn't remember. Yes, so once he says he doesn't remember, make we move on. They will meet at the reunion. When they meet at the reunion, I think that they will get the chance to confront each other. But for now, Oheneba say he doesn't remember, because I also remember that he was having that conversation with Vandyke, because the reason why I say it was Bogdan, because whenever Oheneba they talk about Bogdan, then he doesn't want to mention his name. He used the phrase your man. Vandyke even they use that. Yes, Vandyke even they use that. And I have it on my page, so you can go and watch it. The headline is Oheneba and Vandyke are shocked that Perry and Condon are in the finals. So when you go, you can also check that one out. And the one about Bogdan, the headline is, did Vandyke say Bogdan is in the finals because he knows TV3 general manager? So that was the story that I did. Yes, that be the story that I did. So you can go and then check it out. But for once, I remember Seven Sparks saying that some of the housemates, they have selective amnesia. Yes, selective amnesia. Yo, selective amnesia.
brother ohwe dan bi o mo de light aye no nworan bi si ho a na bi sample say electrician no mtua ne kade kai say about domestic installation, industrial installation, commercial installation, solar panel installation, security camera installation, electrical fencing, company papa omo ye ne simple na ye fe a simple way electrical engineering omo boda form about dan ho wiring nyina omo ye ni nyina ma kama shia kakra bi ni nye adwuma ne ma o ye din the simple way electrical engineering Francis here 0249 607839 and 0266 560669 your Doko Pacific Oil Pair simple way electrical engineering ye boy you mama ni ye fair.